Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 42nd episode of Wind Down Wednesday. Tonight is a very special episode for me. It's going to be difficult, especially here at the beginning, because tonight I am dedicating my show to my friend and my mentor, Sherry Ford, who left her physical body this week. And I know that most of you did not know her, but many of you know me. And if not personally, you're familiar with the work that I do in the world. And none of that would be possible if it wasn't for her. So I am asking that you hold space for me as I read my tribute to her. And then we are going to talk about finding gratitude in grief, and we're going to meditate on that. And it's going to be a beautiful meditation. So stick with me, bear with me, and I'm going to read my tribute to Sherry now. The first thing I want to say is thank you. From the bottom of my heart and soul, I am so grateful for having known you and for all that I received from you. You gave to me freely and with so much love, and I will be forever grateful for that. You were the one who taught me it was okay to cry, that in fact it is cleansing, that there is strength in vulnerability, that showing myself to others is a risk worth taking, that wearing colors and not all black and being seen is okay. You introduced me to so many concepts and writers that became a part of who I am today. Chakras, Louise Hay, Neil Donald Walsh, transpersonal psychology, treating the spirit along with the mind. You found me when I was trying to make sense of my place in the world, and you helped me begin to trust my intuition. Your guidance started me on the path I continue to pursue today. You introduced me to compassion and non-judgment for those I struggle to understand. You were an intensely private person, but I was lucky enough to get to know you well enough to know your love of spirituality and writing, of cooking and plants, and of genealogy. And you did that the old-fashioned way, making connections with actual people in pursuit of that deeper understanding of where you came from. Thank you for sharing as much as you did of yourself with me. I know that wasn't easy for you. You touched so many lives. You helped so many people make sense of their pain. I hope you see how that rippled out and changed the whole world into a better place. I will continue to honor that part of you by trying to help people find their path in life the way that you helped me. That piece of you stays with me and with everyone else you touched, and we are so honored by it. You are my spiritual mama. My initiation into the deep, beautiful bond of sisterhood. You held space for me before I understood what that meant, or how much strength it takes to do that for so many people, for so long. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I feel your love and your strength and your smile, and I will never lose those. Be at peace. Be in love. Know that I am me because of you. Know that you made a difference. I love you. So if you feel called to now, send some love and gratitude to this amazing woman that you may not have known, but who was so loved by so many and who helped so many. Thank you for allowing me to send this vibration out into the universe for her tonight. Whew. Selenite to the rescue. All right, so fittingly, tonight we are going to talk about finding gratitude in grief. The thing about grief is that everyone will experience it multiple times in their lifetime. And each experience of grief is different. And it's important for us to allow for those differences, to allow our feelings to come without judgment. Because each time we grieve, it shows up differently for us. And grief is heavy and it's depleting and it's sad. But if we allow ourselves to look, there is so much gratitude to be found in grief. And that's what we're going to focus on tonight. So the first thing I want to say is that, and this is important, this is really important, sometimes we feel guilty feeling anything positive when we're in grief. But our loved ones are honored when we connect to this gratitude. Gratitude is an extension of that divine love that we tap into every week. It's a direct line to bring us back to that love when we are out of it, when we are feeling separate and alone and heavy with grief. Bringing gratitude, that energy of gratitude into our space, allows us to reconnect with that love. And our loved ones want us to be in that love. They don't want us to be heavy with grief. And it's okay to be heavy with grief. And it's part of the human experience. But it's also okay to find this gratitude, to find this joy, this positivity in grief. So sometimes gratitude in grief is easier to see. I have known that Sherry was sick, and I have been checking in with her metaphysically, and I knew that she would be passing soon, that she would be making her transition. And when I found out that she had passed away, my immediate feeling was gratitude. For having known her, for all that I received from her, for all the ways she touched me and all the other people in this lifetime. And the heaviness of grief is there. Absolutely, you can see it in me. The sadness of grief is there. But the gratitude is such a gift. And I know that that's the part that she loves to see right now, because she's here with us and she is proud of me and she is proud of who I've become. And that gratitude is how I honor her. Not the heaviness, not the sadness, the gratitude. Sometimes it's more difficult to find that gratitude in our grief. When I had my miscarriages, there wasn't a lot to feel grateful for, especially in the moment, but I am grateful. I'm grateful I got to experience holding a pregnancy, being pregnant physically for however short of a time that was. I'm grateful that I got to love and connect with my babies in that space for however long it lasted. So even in that grief, I have gratitude. And sometimes we can't find that gratitude for a while. Sometimes we have to get out of the grief and look back on it. And when I look at my infertility journey, About 95% of it was awful. It was all grief for me. But if I hadn't gone through that process, I wouldn't be sitting in front of you today. That process allowed me to step fully into serving my divine service, my divine path. And so I am in much gratitude about that, even though the experience that led me here was so painful. So for our meditation tonight, I'm going to ask you to look for even the tiniest morsel of gratitude in your grief. And if you are not actively in grief right now, chances are there was a period you were, and you can look back and work with that. Or you can just work with the gratitude, and you can hold that space of gratitude for those of us who are grieving. And in that way, serve this collective, serve your divine purpose by holding this space for us, by holding that vibration of gratitude that sometimes is hard to connect with when we are in active grief, especially acute grief. So I'm going to ask you to think about where you can find gratitude in your grief. Maybe it was the time you did get to spend with your loved one. Maybe it was the experience of loving them. Maybe it's that they're no longer in pain, no longer suffering. Maybe it was a difficult relationship, and that's always hard. But you can have gratitude for the lessons that you both learned in that relationship, for the growth that it brought you. Because when we have a difficult relationship like that, our soul has made a contract. We have agreed, both of us, before we come to this plane, that there's something we need to work on in this lifetime. And sometimes we get the most growth out of the most difficult relationships. So maybe your gratitude is found in the actual difficulty. Let yourself find the gratitude wherever you can find it. And again, even if it's just the tiniest morsel. And let yourself tonight, we practice together. We practice alone in our own space, but we are absolutely energetically connected. Our loved ones are here in this space. Your loved ones are in your space, and we have a connection with each other. So allow yourself to draw on that connection tonight. If there's someone here that's holding that vibration of gratitude, let yourself receive that. Let yourself receive what is being offered in this meditation. And let yourself go with whatever comes. You may end up getting angry. You may be angry at me because the idea of gratitude and grief is just rubbing you the wrong way right now. It's triggering you, and that's okay. Go with whatever comes up as usual. And this is really heavy stuff. The gratitude isn't. The gratitude is our lift. The gratitude is our love. But the grief is our heaviness. So if you can't get out of that, let the rest of us hold you. Let yourself be where you are. But find that tiny morsel, because I promise you it's in there somewhere, even in the midst of the heaviest, darkest, most anguished feeling of grief. There is gratitude to be found. And that gratitude honors your loved one. That gratitude connects you to your loved one and to that divine energy that at the end of our lives is what we go back to. And when our lives end, when we leave our bodies, we have access to that immediate joy and that bliss and the opportunity to let go of all of those things that we carried through our lives, any regrets, anything that was unresolved is no longer weighing us down. And we have the opportunity to see how much of a difference we made and how much we were loved in our lives. So let that bring you gratitude as well.
So let's meditate together. Begin with your deep oxytocin breaths. Really sigh them out tonight. Let yourself discharge any emotion that you're able to before we start this practice tonight. Let yourself become connected to the ground. Let that gratitude begin to flow into you as you breathe. Allow the top of your head, that crown chakra, to open and invite gratitude, the vibration of gratitude in through the top of your head tonight. Let it flow into your face and your scalp and your jaw and your throat. Let it flow into your neck and your shoulders. Let that gratitude come into your arms, your upper arms and elbows, your forearms, wrists, and hands. Let yourself flow gratitude from your hands. You can bring them together. You can bring them to your heart or your belly if you'd like, and let that gratitude flow out. Let it come into your chest and your upper back. Let it come into your heart space. Invite that energy of gratitude to flow into your heart space. Take a few breaths here. Let that gratitude continue to flow down your torso into your belly and your mid and low back. Let it come into your hips and your pelvis. Allow this high vibrational energy of gratitude to flow into your thighs and your knees. Breathe it into your knees here and let it flow down into your lower legs and your ankles and your feet. Let yourself receive this gratitude now. Let yourself connect to this energy of love. Let yourself remain in your body for this meditation. Let this gratitude continue to flow, and know that if you are floundering, if you are struggling, the rest of us are holding this vibration for you. Reach out and take it. We offer it with love, and let yourself receive it. Draw your attention to the grief in your body. Find it in your body. It may be a heaviness, an ache in the chest. It may be a knot in the belly. It may feel like it's mostly in your mind. Wherever it is, let yourself find it and let yourself draw that gratitude, that energy directly into this feeling of grief. As you breathe in, draw that gratitude to your grief. And sigh it out. Let it release down into the earth. Let it be recycled for the highest good. And know that we are not letting go of the grief completely here. If you're not ready for that tonight, you don't need to do that. That's okay. Bringing gratitude to this grief honors the grief. It honors the loved one that you lost. This does not diminish anything about your grief or your feelings for this person. In fact, this is how we honor the love that we had for this person. This grief comes out of love. So let this vibration of love, this gratitude, come into your grief, and then let it ripple out. Begin to think about what gratitude you can find in this grief. Was it the time that you did get to spend with your loved one? Was it the way they looked at you? Was it the way they held you? Was it just your experience of getting to know them, of getting to have them in your space? Was it the experience of knowing that when they let go of their physical body, they were out of struggle, they were out of pain? Maybe it's that recognition that the difficulty you had in your relationship was an opportunity for both of you to grow. Wherever you can find that morsel of gratitude, bring it into your grief now. And it's probably a combination of many of those things. It may be something I didn't mention. And you may not have words for this, and that's okay. This is an energetic practice. So let this energy of gratitude come into your grief. Let yourself feel this gratitude that lives even in the darkest, heaviest grief that we carry. Come now to your sanctuary, bring it here into this room, stay in your body, draw your planet to you, draw your sanctuary, your space to you, and head directly to your waterfall of joy. If you've never practiced this before, that's okay. First, picture yourself in the most beautiful place you can imagine. This is your safe space. No one is allowed here without your invitation. You control everything about this space. And within this energetic sanctuary, there is a beautiful waterfall. Let yourself be drawn there. Find this waterfall of joy. And for tonight, let this joy be gratitude, because gratitude and joy are infinitely connected. Gratitude leads us to love. It leads us to joy. It leads us to bliss. So let this waterfall be of gratitude tonight, and just look at it for a moment. Feel the energy of this gratitude as it crashes down. So much power in this gratitude here. And as you're ready, if you're ready, invite your loved one or loved ones into this space with you. Invite them to stand next to this waterfall of gratitude. Invite them to be with you in this space of gratitude. No grief to be had in this moment, in this space, all gratitude. You can feel the mist of this waterfall of gratitude coming up and lightly touching your skin. You can feel this gratitude coming fully into all parts of your body, not just the grief now. Every part of your body filled with gratitude for the experience of having this person, this animal, this loved one, this being, this baby in your space for however long they were here. Let yourself be joyful in this if you can be, and if you can't, that's okay. But if you have access to it, hug your loved one with joy, hold them. And if you're ready, as you're ready, step into the water with your loved one, with your loved ones. Maybe you've got a whole posse full of people and animals and plants, whatever it is, bring them all into your waterfall of joy, of gratitude. Let this energy of gratitude flow over you. Let yourself remember the most joyous moment you had with this being. and know that they are still here with you, and know that they know how you felt about them, and let yourself let go of any regrets that you are carrying that were adding to the heaviness of that grief, knowing that your loved ones are here in gratitude with you. Your loved ones accept the honor. They receive this gratitude from you, and you receive gratitude from them. In this moment, all is gratitude. Thankful for the moments you had together. Thankful for the fact that they are free. Thankful for the fact that they are still here when you need them, even though you can't see them, even though you can't touch them. Thankful for the legacy that they left you. Thankful for the part of them that lives on in you. I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have called you and you are mine. I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have called you and you are mine. Call what is yours. Call them to you now. Hold them now. Let them hold you. Let yourself feel this gratitude. Let yourself feel joy if it's accessible to you. Let it flow through you from the top of your head down through your neck and your shoulders and your torso and your belly, your hips and your legs and your feet. Let this waterfall come from above and flow through your body and down back into the earth, into this reservoir of beautiful love and joy and bliss and gratitude. Just for a few moments here, if you can, let go of that heaviness. Let go of that loss and know that you are not alone, that your loved ones are still with you, that they've just moved on to serve in a different plane, just as they may have served you here in this lifetime. Let yourself speak of your gratitude out loud now. Say thank you to your loved ones for whatever it is that you were able to find whatever morsel of gratitude you found tonight. Say thank you. Say thank you to yourself for being brave enough to be in this energy, for being brave enough to live through your grief, for having the faith to know, to feel that your loved one is not gone, that you are still supported and held by that being. As you're ready, stay for just a minute longer. Maybe coming to the edge of the water here. You're not in the waterfall. You may think of this as a baptism in gratitude for you, for your loved ones, for the bond that you still have with them that's always accessible to you. Maybe you're sitting on the bank now, just your feet, toes dangling in the water, still together, still holding each other. And as you're ready, step out of the water, standing next to this beautiful waterfall of gratitude, letting that energy stay with you. Let yourself spend one last moment with your loved one or loved ones here. Look into their eyes and say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. As you're ready, let yourself come slowly back into your sanctuary, away from that waterfall, bringing that energy of gratitude with you as much as you can or would like to. And let's just sit quietly for a moment in our safe space and let that energy move through us. Your loved one is slowly moving away now, moving to where they need to be. Thank them for joining us this evening. They were here. Absolutely, they were here. Give them one last hug. Thank them one last time. And know that you can revisit this. You can revisit them. And that even if you don't feel them this close to you, they are still with you. And the parts of them, the energy that you took from them, that they offered to you, that you received, is never lost. It's always part of you. Slowly remind yourself that you're still in your body. Let that energetic sanctuary, that planet, float back to its home. Reacquaint yourself with your body here for a moment. If you'd like, you can allow that crown chakra to gently close or leave it open for your highest good. And now let's draw in that gratitude one last time. Open yourself to that divine love, that unconditional love. That is the source of our gratitude. That is the source of all. And let it flow now into the top of your head. Let it flow now into your brain and your skull and your face and your jaw. Let it flow into your neck and your shoulders. Let it flow into your chest and upper back and your mid back, your belly and your low back. Draw this unconditional light, this gratitude, this love into your hips and pelvis. Draw it down into each thigh and into your knees. Down your lower legs and into your ankles and feet. Let your whole body be made of this light and love, this gratitude. And one last time, say thank you. Thank you for molding me into the person I am today. Thank you for holding space for me. Thank you for shining your beautiful light into this world. Thank you. Sat Nam. As you're ready, you can begin to slowly move your fingers, toes, wrists, ankles. Move your head around. Shrug your shoulders up and down. Take your time here. Take some deep breaths. And before you come all the way out of this, check back in with your grief and notice if it's shifted. Notice if that tiny morsel of gratitude has grown. And if not, that's okay. Thank yourself for doing this anyway. And come back to this when you're ready. As you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me tonight and every week. Thank you for holding the space in this practice for yourself and the rest of us. Thank you for holding space for me tonight and for my beloved Sherry. Know that she feels your gratitude just as she feels mine. Be thankful to yourself, to your loved one, and to each other. Have a beautiful rest of your evening, a beautiful rest of your week, and I will see you next week for Wind Down Wednesday.